Do you need to know how much money you're leaving on the table by not owning a home? Stay tuned and I'll let you know. Well, the first thing that you're leaving on the table are all your tax deductions, which sounds kind of boring, but these are valuable to you. You know, if you're making a fair amount of money through your employment income, say you're making $200,000 as a family income, household income, right? You're in California, you're probably paying 30% taxes, that's $60,000. Let's say you had a mortgage of about $5,000, $60,000 over the course of the year, the vast majority of which is tax deductible. So now instead of paying $60,000 in taxes, probably paying somewhere more like $40,000, $45,000 worth of taxes. And that doesn't sound like a huge amount of savings for some people, but over the course of years, year over year over year, that really adds up quite quickly. Number two, by not owning a home, you are missing out on really a forced savings account by way of a mortgage, right? So not only do you get tax deductions by having a mortgage, but you're also making principal payments against that mortgage. So over a course of a year, owning a home, you might make a few thousand, maybe up to $10,000 in principal payments on that mortgage. And again, just like the taxes, they don't seem like a huge deal, but now we've just rolled two sort of 5-figure opportunities for saving money into this one plan. And again, over years and years and years, this really adds up to contribute to your wealth gains. Principal payments, you're really not going to realize the benefit or value really until the time comes where you've reached the end of the principal payments, meaning you've paid the mortgage off. And so now you don't have a housing payment, or you sell the property and now you're looking at a factor of market appreciation less your loan balance. And as you've paid that loan balance down, your total equity, that's how your total equity is calculated. So again, the increase of price or appreciation and the reduction of debt gives you your total equity. The other piece of appreciation that you're missing out on is the opportunity to force appreciation. So when we talk about forced appreciation, this is improving the property. And it could be as little as doing some landscaping. Maybe you own a brand new home, right? But you still usually have to landscape the backyard, maybe do something in the front yard. So you can add value to your home with simple things like that. If you own a resale home, really it could be very wide open. It could be the landscaping, it could be painting, remodeling, really anything goes on a resale home. But these further contribute to the value of the home and something that you may realize at a later date, whether you refinance the home or you sell the home. Probably the most underrated element to owning a home and having a mortgage is the fact that you have a fixed housing payment for typically up to 30 years. And when you think about a housing payment against your budget, it tends to be the biggest cost that people have against their monthly budget. And so you have a fixed payment here. So over time, as costs tend to rise around us, right? Gas is always more expensive year over year. Goods and services are more expensive, but generally your mortgage stays the same for a fixed period of time. And in the beginning, it doesn't feel like you're getting a lot out of that, but I can tell you, working with clients who owned a home for 10 or so years, they look back and their payments are less than what they could rent that home for. And so again, it takes the time, but you have that fixed payment, which is very powerful in combination with, tax savings and appreciation and principal reduction. I think all of these factors aren't really going to be a reason or a motivation to get into the market. Working with clients over close to 15 years, I think when you're ready, right? Like it has to be something you're willing to take on and kind of push yourself into. Because it is a big thing and it feels a certain way for a lot of people. But I can tell you every day people do it. Last year we had 5 million people buy a home in the United States. 17,000 people in Sacramento alone bought a home. And so it's just important that you understand what this is and that you can help make yourself ready to buy a home. But I do think though, as soon as you are ready, it's important not, I mean, as soon as sounds a little like hyperbolic, but honestly, it's the sooner you can get there, the better, because it's like I always tell people, it's always like, a meter, right? And you want to get that meter running, because the longer that meter runs, the more you're going to gain with all of these factors. I think my role in helping clients get from sort of education to action is to really understand, what's going on in their life and what their finances are, what their goals are, and help them mold what that could look like based on their interests, really, because a lot of this comes down to lifestyle, like where do I want to be, what kind of, what's important to me in my sort of day-to-day life versus my work life, and help mold, where that can be geographically and monetarily or budget, and it's really just help you crystallize or visualize what that could look like, and then give you the time, to sort of let that evolve and check in and then really plug in the resources, right? Because a lot of people need to know, well, you seem really friendly and easy to talk to. What about financing? Who's a good partner for that? And so I have some referrals for that. Or, it could be various sort of resources, but helping fill in those resources and really just add value to your journey and help try to make it as easy and friction-free as possible. Yeah, so if any of that, is interesting to you, just shoot me a text. Let's put a coffee on the calendar, really just talk about your goals, what your thoughts are, help try to frame it a little bit, and just take it one step at a time, really. If you don't know me by now, I'm Justin Vierra, the Vierra Group. I really appreciate you listening to the video, watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.